Welcome everybody to Game Chat with Bwana episode 1. Let's do this. We're going to kick it off with some stuffs regarding gaming chat. We're going to try to do this weekly every Monday. Monday night you can come by justin.tv/Bwana, live.bwana.tv. So let's first start it off. We're going to talk about Final Fantasy XIV. And one of the things that we saw in the news with Final Fantasy XIV is a couple things. Let's start with the good news, and then we'll dispense with the bed. Final Fantasy XIV is done on the PS3. So those of you who are waiting for Final Fantasy XIV, it's going to be actually shipping very soon. It's actually in gold. A lot of you were very frustrated about it coming out on the PC first, and the PS3 had to wait. But I think you had a good deal. I think you guys who are on the PS3, you're kind of fortunate. Why do I say that? Because yeah, we're going to talk about some of that in a little bit. But it's good to know that it's gold, that things are kind of ironing themselves out, and it's a little bit, settling that they've actually did that, because it was a lot of speculation that the PS3 wasn't going to be able to handle the game. That's what a lot of people were afraid of, especially with the high requirements on the PC. People were like, I don't know how the PS3 is going to freaking work. But anyway, this is what gets me. In related news, Final Fantasy XIV has yet been extended again. It's been extended again. The free trial, this is, those of us who bought it day one have not paid a month yet. And it's been a while. It's been a long time since this thing came out, and we got a free 30 days. And when they announced the very first 30 days, I was a little bit happy, but at the same time I was like, well, they're actually going to put out a huge patch that's supposed to address a lot of issues. You guys, if you want to hear my first impressions on Final Fantasy XIV, I did a very lengthy first impressions video. The outcome of that first impressions was that the game needed a lot of work, and I couldn't recommend it. So Square Enix recognized that. They acknowledged it, which is something new for Square Enix. I'd never heard of them listening before. And they acknowledged that, and they gave us another free 30 days. But they're planning this patch that's coming out right at the end of that 30 days. I was like, oh man, this is some kind of a scheme, because at the end of the 30 days, the patch comes out, and they're going to make you pay in order to see the results of the patch. I was happy to see that they're extending it another 30 days, so we don't have to wait to try the patch out. So I'm eager to see if they address a lot of the issues. It's kind of, I'm kind of excited, but at the same time, it shouldn't have come to this. I really think Square Enix, is responsible for impending failure, if you will. I really think this game is on the verge of failing terribly. And they're making, right now, if I were in their shoes, if I was in Square Enix's shoes, I gotta say, I'd be doing everything they're doing right now. From release till now, or from their backpedaling till now, I don't think they've made a mistake. They're doing all the right things. They're patching a lot of the right things. They're addressing a lot of the right issues. They're not making us pay for it, because right now the game does seem like a beta. And that's what a lot of us who bought the game are a little upset about, is that the game seems like an extended beta. Those of you who were in the public beta know that there were literally no changes between that beta and retail. There's some minor things that were fixed, but there was no big difference. So it's like we paid $60. Some of us paid $80 to get into an extended beta. So they're making the right choices. I think this is a good thing that they're going to extend that. And if you haven't seen the patch notes yet, there's a huge list of things they're going to change. Just about everything I talked about in my first impressions video, they are going to address in some form or fashion. So it's going to be a huge patch in November and December. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's Final Fantasy. It's coming out on the PS3. Big time patch coming in this month or next month. And Introspect in the chat says that developers don't seem to finish games anymore, and I gotta agree. I gotta agree with that. Developers, they there's a huge problem going on now, guys. It's that developers release these games in a state to where they feel that the gamers will accept them. And I warned gamers about this many moons ago, and people looked at me and laughed. People said, "Hey, Bwana, why are you so adamant about this?" When they first came out with the concept of DLC, I warned everybody. I said, you got to be careful. This is a slippery slope. You don't want to do this. You don't want to encourage companies to force this material that should have been in the game as DLC. So now we're at a state where DLC is the fallback. DLC/patch is the fallback, and there's this mindset of the gamer now, which has shifted, that the game can be buggy, they'll fix it in a patch or DLC. So it's okay if it's buggy, it'll get fixed. Whereas in the past, we didn't tolerate buggy games at launch. The game tanked. I'm telling you, if you had a game like Black Ops on PC or Fallout New Vegas on PC or on other platforms, or any of these other games that were buggy, if they came out in the past like the way they did, they would have got just demolished. Not only in reviews, but in sales. They would have got laughed out of the freaking gaming arena. Today, there's a different mindset. DLC. Okay, there's not enough maps. But DLC will give us more maps. There's not enough content. We can get some more with DLC. Oh, the game is buggy. They'll release a patch and fix it. It's a mindset that I think is cancerous, and I think it's going to really affect your wallet more so than you think. And it's to me, it's a big area of concern. If you're not concerned about it, then you probably find that you fall in that category of that mindset that you've been kind of conditioned. You just don't know it. Us old school people who saw it change know that it was a mindset shift, because in the past, a lot of what you guys call DLC now, we got just for playing the game. They called them Easter eggs. We would put up, down, left, right, BA, select, start, get 30 men. We do a certain thing, and then we'd be able to play with an extra skin or play with an extra character. We get 500 kills in a row and unlock a new map. All this stuff was included. It was all included in the game. Now, you got to pay. So I think whoever said that before, they hit the nail on the head. It's a very, very DLC mindset, and I think it's getting kind of cancerous. So I really, really hope that this whole thing shifts away. So Carl says it's a mindset shift. We become accepting of these poor games because developer reliance and patching later. Launch now, patch later is a poor mantra that developers have become to rely on. And I agree with that. And I hope that gamers will wake up and speak with their wallets, because until you speak with your wallet, nothing's going to change. As long as you buy DLC, as long as you don't voice your opinion on the state of these games as they're released, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening, and it's going to keep happening. Me personally, I'm very reluctant to buy DLC now. I always put a stipulation on a lot of DLC. I'm like, okay, if the community buys the DLC for me, I'll do it. Or if you guys watch this review, and it generates enough ad revenue, I'll buy the DLC. It's like, I'm very reluctant because I don't like supporting that idea behind DLC. I don't like supporting the idea behind nickel and diming on things that we should have had in the beginning. So let's hope that the mind shift changes, and let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, because we can we can definitely talk about this for ages because it's definitely a hot topic here. Okay, Sony's going to be releasing a new PS3 exclusive on December 12th. And it's going to be during the Spike Video Music Awards. Some people anticipate that it may be Uncharted 3. I've even seen some articles. I've even seen some articles that even speculate that it might be Mass Effect 3. And you know, a lot of people are anticipating a shift of, you know, all of EA's properties, all of EA's owners, if you will, all the studios that are under EA, to shift towards PS3 exclusivity. We saw it at the last E3. We saw it at the last E3. A lot of EA studios were pushing exclusive DLC or exclusive this or exclusive that to the PS3. So it kind of falls in line with that mindset. Honestly, guys, I don't even know. I don't know what they're going to come out with. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, something related to the Move, because, you know, they're really pushing the Move. That's the push this holiday season for Sony, is the PlayStation Move. They really want to move a lot of units of the PlayStation Move. I don't know if it's going to be related to the Move or if it's going to be related to something Zipper's doing, because, you know, the new SOCOM should be out. When is the new SOCOM out? I don't remember when the new SOCOM is coming out, but I don't know if Zipper's doing something else besides that. We know we got Killzone 3 coming. So I don't know, guys. If you guys got any ideas, I don't know. I don't even know what this could be. I don't know if it's going to be something related to Blizzard, because Blizzard put out a requisition for a console developer. So, you know, there's whispers about Blizzard going into the console arena. So I don't know if Blizzard's new MMO IP that they're working on is going to be hitting the PS3. I don't know. There's a lot to consider here. Okay, so that's that. Sony's new PS3 exclusive on December 12th. Now, let's move on to something that we knew what was going to happen. Now, if you were surprised by Portal 2 being delayed, you just haven't been following Valve. You just haven't you just haven't been following Valve at all. I mean, everybody I talked to, when Valve released the Portal 2 release date, everybody patted it. We were like, okay, if they say it's winter, it's going to be spring. If they say spring, it's going to be winter. It's going to be, you know, there's always this pat. We call it Valve time. Valve doesn't like it, even though they embrace it. I know they don't like it. It's Valve time. They are always late. Valve is always late. Always. They just, and we love them for it. Anybody see anything wrong with that? Well, we don't love them for it, but we forgive them for it, I should say. We forgive them. And I don't think, I mean, people say, some people in the chat said that they put out quality stuff. I don't know. I don't know, man. A lot of Valve's games that come out, the patch comes out the next day, fixing something very, very obvious. And you know, it's bugs, it's code, you know. But if the delays produce bug-free stuff, you know, it'd be easier to swallow. Now, you gotta wonder if this is related to their decision to go to the PS3. Because based on the stuff we saw with Portal 2, it looked fairly polished. So the only thing that I knew that they were working on with Portal 2 was the PS3 version. They were trying to get that done. So I really think, and it's been delayed to the article you can see here. It's been delayed to April 2000. I'm sorry, April 20th, 2011, and you can tell that they that they were working on it. All the interviews they talked about, everybody who's associated with it knows that Valve was working on the PS3 version. So I think the PC version is probably almost ready. And we'll see. So shifting gears, going back to that PS3 story, Valve's Steam Works, if you will, the Steam Works component is going to be on the PS3 as a result of this title. They'll be able to push patches, and they worded it as community features, which will be available on the PS3. I wonder if Valve's going to do something else for the PS3. They were very open about how much they hate Microsoft's certification process. They hate Microsoft's policy on you have to charge for a certain amount of DLC. They hate Microsoft's policy on file sizes, on limitations based on memory units, and all these different things that were in the past that were very, very annoying, to say the least. I don't know. Maybe the PS3 exclusive has something to do with Valve. We can hope. But isn't it ironic? I mean, just talk about that a second. It's so ironic that the company that was the most outspoken about the PS3 sucking is the one that's like on the PS3 train right now. And also they're Mac friendly too. So Valve is really being open-minded, if you will. So it's something to make you think. Definitely something to make you think. What do you guys think? You don't think they really gave the PS3 a chance at first? I agree, B. Woods. I really think they saw the challenge, and I think Gabe saw the challenge and didn't really think it was worth the time and effort to put into it. So he said in so many words, this development platform is crap. And then, once they saw the return on investment, hey, PS3s are actually selling now. Oh, hey, PS3's got a great marketing campaign. Oh, hey, games like Uncharted 2 are making millions and millions of dollars. Oh, this is not so bad. And I think when Gabe made those statements, companies like the people behind Infamous, the people behind Uncharted, I can't remember all the company names right now. All those people who built frameworks, who learned from the PS3 platform, who shared information at dev conferences, I think that information he probably saw a lot of what they produced and said, hey, okay, now we got something here. But I think initially there was a lot of I don't know, guess I won't call it reverse engineering. It was just a lot of work involved in developing for the PS3 and to make the most out of those SPUs. So, yeah. So Portal 2 is delayed till 2011. Now let's talk about another hot topic here. Activision. All of you have probably seen Star Wars. And the scene where the Jedi Obi-Wan and everybody, they pull up in a speeder to Los Eisley, and they're like, they run into a checkpoint with some stormtroopers looking for droids, and Obi-Wan looks at the stormtrooper and says, "These aren't the droids you're looking for. These aren't the droids we're looking for. You can go about your business. We can go about your business. Move along. Move along. Move along." We got a little bit of that going on here. And apparently Activision wants us to forget Activision says, "Hey guys, that whole thing with that whole thing with the Infinity Ward and the lawsuits and all that stuff, we've taken care of that. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's okay." That's it. All right. Basically, they said they've restructured Infinity Ward, and that everything is okay. This is coming off of a $1 Black Ops release from Treyarch, so they're a little bit confident now. They got their mojo back. Like, yeah, that whole Modern Warfare 2 thing. Yeah, we don't need you, Modern Warfare 2. Oh, but Infinity Ward, yeah, everything's fine. I don't know, man. It's so hard to like Activision. It's so hard to even want. It's so hard to even want Activision to succeed. Ugh. Even though I bought Black Ops, even though I love Black Ops, it's a great game. I love it. I don't have a lot of problems with it. I'm having fun with it. Bugs and all. It's just, oh man, when Bobby Kotick opens his mouth, you just want to get a pineapple and just oh man, it's hard for me to like them because they do things in a certain way that I know business is harsh, but they don't have to be that harsh. Bobby Kotick says some of the stupidest things. He's gone on record to say stuff like, we should be charging more for games. And this is the guy who butchered. Did you guys know about the music games, the Guitar Hero and Rock Band, all that stuff? They had the worst year ever. Basically, all the studios making those music games, they're going under because they just milked them to Dizzy. Is that a word? Dizzy. Snoop Double D Jizzle must be gonna pay me some Dizzle money because I used Dizzy. They basically milked it to death. DLC up the DLC up the DLC. They released new versions of the game with very little new features. They gave us overpriced peripherals and just beat it into the ground, and now it's pretty much dead. So, yeah. When Activision speaks, that's what I think about. I think about that kind of stuff. And, they're talking about, there's rumors that they're talking about releasing a Call of Duty MMO. Some sort of a Call of Duty Attention, Bobby Kotick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the mean and nasty things that I said. Could you please stop hacking my computer? Next time I'll be more nice. Yay for Rock Band. Yay for DLC. Yay. Yay, go Bobby. You're in the house. You're the man, Bobby. Yeah. Activision Blizzard forever. That pineapple thing, I was just kidding. I promise. I won't say anything. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Let's shift it to Fallout. Fallout New Vegas. I got into that this week. Fallout New Vegas came out about a month or so ago. We got an echo? Yeah! It's gone. Fallout New Vegas came out about a month ago. And it's, a lot of people were, I don't know. I want to call it highly anticipated. It was highly anticipated by Fallout fans big time. Like, if you're a fan of Fallout 3, Fallout, all the other Fallouts, I think a lot of you were looking forward to this. So, when it came out, when Fallout New Vegas came out, there was a lot of expectations. But when it came out, it had a lot of problems. You may have mentioned me. You may remember me talking about that. And it was a big issue with bugs. We were talking about Activision. Sorry, Bobby. We were talking about Activision and all these guys. But it was a lot of bugs. A lot of people complained about crashes, freeze-ups, a lot of things. And a lot of people still awaiting patches. So even with that, the game got good reviews. It got really good reviews. I think its meta review had it in the 8s. I think it was in the mid 8s or around the 9s. And I think it was. I think a lot of people forgave them, the Fallout folks, for what they've done. You know, I guess that highlights the quality of the game. Now, I want to talk about this deal. This is why I bought it. You know, a lot of guys in the community were trying to get me to buy this game. And, you know, I've been thinking about playing it because I played Borderlands and I loved it to death. A lot of people didn't like Borderlands, but I loved Borderlands. You guys may not like, I loved the game. So, I knew Borderlands was kind of a spin-off of a type of a Fallout game. It wasn't exactly Fallout, but it was a spin-off of that type. I knew that. I didn't expect myself to like Borderlands as much as I did. So, Borderlands was kind of my gateway drug to Fallout. So, I got Fallout 3. There's a $30 deal. I think it's still going on. What you can do is you can go over to Direct to Drive and get it for PC for $34.95. There's a 15% off code called Load15, which reduces it to $29.71. Now, don't worry about being on Direct to Drive. It is a Steam copy. It's a zip file you download that's exactly like the box copy. And you would, you know, once you start it up, you have to register through Steam. It goes through Steam. So it's a Steam version. You get Fallout New Vegas. This is the collector's edition. And you get All Roads novel with it for $30. So I jumped on that. I jumped on that, and I was kind of happy I did. I put about 10 hours into it so far, and I'm starting to get used to the mechanics. And I was like, wow. This is I can see the appeal. I can see the appeal because the if you see it, if you're used to a first-person shooter, and you look at this game and you see the mechanics of the shooting, you'd be like, ugh, this game sucks. There's no recoil. Good. Why does it look like that? Are you shooting? What? What was going on? But beneath the quirky mechanics of the game is a very rich storyline, a very rich RPG system, if you will, a very rich lore, and it's the type of game that encourages you to explore and do whatever the heck you want. So I think a lot of players who are into first-person shooters, they look at Fallout as a first-person shooter-ish game, and it's really one of those first-person shooters games that they just added so much more under it that it made it spectacular. I think that's why a lot of people look over the bugs. They look over the bugs because there's so much of a rich. There's a lot of lore behind it. I mean, it's like once you're a Fallout fan, I don't think you're ever going to turn back. So it's $30. I mean, guys, and the reason why I got it on PC is because you can mod it. You can download all these various mods. I got a mod called Fallout. It changed all the textures to these high quality textures, made night really dark. I got an alternate Pip-Boy mod, which gave me an alternate Pip-Boy with the menus. Wasn't on my arm anymore. I held it in my hand like a PDA. And, I had mods for third-person view. There's various mods for different radio stations. mods that can change the elements of the game to make it to what you want. And being that it is an adventurous type game where you can spend days upon days upon days, even after you finish it, you're going to keep playing it, keep playing it, keep playing it. Mods will add, many, many weeks to a game that already has several months of gameplay in it. So I encourage you guys, if you got a PC that can handle this game, you might want to consider buying it for PC just for that. You might have bought it on console, finished it on console, but guess what? If you buy it on console and finish it on console, there's a limit to the gameplay. There's a limit to the refreshness of the gameplay. Whereas on the PC, it's kind of limitless. I mean, you can go nuts. It's something that I really encourage you to get into. So, with that said, I think a lot of us in this community love Fallout. I think a lot of us in here don't. There's a couple of us, people I've talked to that said they just really didn't get into it, and I respect that because there's a lot of games that you guys love that I can't get into. Grand Theft Auto comes to mind. I just can't get into it. And with that said, on that subject of DLC, sorry Bobby, Fallout New Vegas Dead Money DLC has some new information. Late next month, Obsidian will launch the first bit of DLC for Fallout New Vegas. It's going to be exclusive to the to the 360. $360. Yeah. It's going to be $10. Yeah. Well, I tweeted today, I think I tweeted or I talked about it on the story, that this is, after what that giant speech I just gave about, all the things that the PC mods can give you. Here's an example of having to pay for something that you can already get on another platform, and more so. Through the mods, I don't think I would. I mean, I wouldn't want DLC if I have mods. I don't know. Given this is content, given this is probably something that's going to be very high quality, but still, I wouldn't want to pay $10 for that. And I don't know how many hours it's going to be. I don't know how much it's going to add. I don't know what blah 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 blah. There's a lot of details around it, but just the whole concept of DLC around Fallout, I just can't wrap my head around. It's an adventure game that's virtually virtually infinite amounts of things you can do with the mod system on the PC, and it's just like, why would you want deals? So yeah, here we go. More mods. I'm sorry, more DLC. More mindset shift. That is very hard to say. That we talked about in the beginning of this show. And it's just blah. That's all I can say. It's just blah. I don't even know how to feel about it. So check that out. This was over on Joystick. You can get it for $30 on PC, but to get the game with no mods and DLC is going to cost you $70. I don't know. Anyway, next thing. Let's talk about Black Ops. Ooh, speaking of Black Ops. Ooh, speaking of the 360. Ooh, speaking of stuff that's going on that stuff that right there. People are using swastikas. People are using swastikas as their player cards. Now, if you're not familiar with these player cards, let me try to explain it what it is. On Black Ops, there's a new feature where you can create your own custom player avatar. So they give you a bunch of shapes and sizes, like circles, squares, animal silhouettes, and you can think of it as like clip art. A bunch of these little widgets that you can combine in layers and create your own structures. People have made Elmo, they've made the Cookie Monster, You know, I even saw some people on Justin.tv making the Grinch last night. There's very cool stuff you can do on there. But a lot of people are making obscene things. They're making body parts. They're making all kinds of things like swastikas. And Microsoft is putting their foot down. Microsoft is banning people. I didn't see if these were permabans or suspensions, but either way, they are bans. And if you are caught using these things, these swastikas, you are banned. And he's going on record to say a lot of people are defending it. They were talking about, well, we're trying to raise awareness that swastikas are not always related to Hitler and all that stuff. And blah, 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 blah. And he made a great point. He says, if you think the swastika symbol should be reevaluated by societies all over the earth, I think that's great. Your Xbox Live profile or in-game logo, which doesn't have the context to explain your goal, is not the right place for that. So, stop your lying. You're not using Xbox Live to do that. You're just using a stupid excuse because you got caught. Gets my respect for saying that. I like what Toulouse said. I like what he said there. It's just these kids get caught. They go on Wikipedia. They look for an excuse and then they regurgitate it. No, you were trying to be stupid. You were trying to be an idiot. You're trying to be racist. You're trying to incite rage out of people. I'm going to make a swastika. I'm going to put all kinds of racist stuff. It's going to make them mad. And then I'm going to go 67-1 on Call of Duty Black Ops in Demolition. And then I'm going to get 10,000 dogs and chopper gunners. And I'm going to move up to number 7 on the leaderboard. No, because of my swastika. Ban. But I was trying to raise awareness about the illegal use of the swastikas, and it was originally a Hindu symbol for peace, and everybody needs to blah, 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 blah. No. Banhammer does not listen to your lame excuse. Thank you, Mr. Toulouse, for making that point clear. I'm glad Microsoft did this. Great thing. Get out of here with that nonsense right there. So it's really becoming a problem. I mean, when we saw what Black Ops was going to do, I think a lot of us knew people were just going to be idiots about it. Even when they announced it, people were like, "Oh, there's going to be all kinds of foul things that people make," and we knew it was coming. And I think even Treadyard knew, because when you report a player, you can say offensive player card as one of the reasons. And the beautiful thing about Black Ops is the theater mode. It reminds me of JTV. The reason people don't know this, the reason why I like Justin.tv is because it's always recording. It's always recording, so we can capture the most goofiest live moments, all kinds of things that you would normally plan for, that you would normally say, okay, I'm going to start recording now. Epic moment, okay, now I'm going to stop recording. The most epic moments are spontaneous and live. So that's what I like about Justin.tv. But man, theater mode. Someone is cheating or someone is doing something they shouldn't be doing. Hey, you got the recording. You got theater mode. You can export it. You can post it to YouTube. And you have the facts. Yeah. So when these guys say they don't have a swastika, all you got to do is bring up the theater mode. You can see their player card right there. Right in the game. Busted. Love it. Love it. It's also good for server administrators and like to ban these types of offensive things that people are doing. So I applaud Microsoft for doing that. So very cool. Very cool. So speaking of Black Ops, what do you guys think about it? Let's talk about Black Ops a little bit. Black Ops. It's oh, Crawl, thanks for pointing that out. Guys, if you are thinking about getting the Fallout thing, if you're thinking about getting the Fallout thing, the last day is today. So if I post this on YouTube, Probably going to be too late by the time you guys watch it. Sorry. Shapes like you're going to have to. It's still $35 on. Still $35 on Direct to Drive. I think the coupon code, the $5 off, is just today, so you may still be able to get it for $35. So yeah, it's Black Ops is. Those of you know, I've been playing quite a bit of it. I've logged a lot of hours in Black Ops, and I think it's really fun. I think it's got a lot of. To me, it's better than Modern Warfare 2 was, and a lot of people disagree with me on that. It's just so much better. So much better than Modern Warfare 2 was in so many ways. And I'm speaking from the PC perspective. And even with the bugs, it's so much better than Modern Warfare 2 was. A lot of the lag problems that people were complaining about today, skipping and such, I get today on Modern Warfare 2. And it's not because of an engine issue. It's not because of, well, maybe because of an engine issue. It's not because of a CPU, GPU thing. It's because of freaking peer-to-peer. It's because of freaking peer-to-peer. On the PC platform, I don't know if you guys on the consoles know this, but we could change the granularity of the lag bars. You guys know those lag bars that they have? I think it's 4 that lie to you. We could change how often that updates. We could change how many bars it shows without hacking the game. It's just an option. Turns out that everybody is like at 1 bar. You can see the host has full bars. Everybody's at 1 bar. You go on the consoles, you don't see that. Out of the box on the PC, you don't see that because it doesn't update enough to show you that. But it's so laggy. And I used to play Modern Warfare 2. People were like, Bwana, why are you so bad at Modern Warfare 2? I'm like, I don't know. I was good at COD 4. I was better than this COD 4. And it was just lag. So, I mean, you'd be shooting people and like... Who gave me the rubber bullets? Dead. So, when I got to Black Ops, I was like, here we go. You know, I felt right at home. I mean, my KD went up like 3 times. It's like my Modern Warfare 2 KD was like 0.3, and this one now I'm like at 2, 3. I don't know what I'm at now, but I mean, it's like night and day when you get on a level playing field, when you get on a dedicated server, and you don't have to deal with severe lag. Now we still have lag problems, which are being improved, which are being fixed, and I'll admit, even on day 1, Black Ops was terrible on PC. It was terrible, guys. It was really bad. Even on my box, everywhere, people, you were just skipping around. You were going, It was bad. Really, really bad. And there was a lot of factors that contributed to that. It was the server settings. It was, bad CPU, GPU optimization. Some other stuff that they just screwed up. But they came out with a couple patches, and I gotta say, it's more than playable for me. It's silky. When I don't stream it, because when I stream it, it saturates my bandwidth. When I don't stream it, it's even better than COD 4 was in terms of lag. It's better. I mean, I have a great time with it. And there's several tweaks you can do. They brought back the console. They brought back all the things that Infinity Ward snatched out. The console, field of vision, more tweaks you can do to the game, dedicated servers, obviously. And to me, that was the biggest issue with Modern Warfare 2. So that's my thoughts on Black Ops. I think it's playable, guys. A lot of people are still having issues, and I do acknowledge those issues. People can't play it. Treyarch made a lot of mistakes in their test beds. I think dual core people are having the most issues. A lot of people with dual cores, I don't know what it is about the code, but the dual core people are just getting plummeted with all kinds of issues and problems. But they're getting fixed. I know a lot of people, they were fixed by the latest patches. I know a lot of people, I'm just going by the forum posts, a lot of people who the patch didn't change anything. I know a lot of people who just didn't restart Steam after they got the patch, and it's like, oh, it's even worse, and they restart Steam and everything was fine. So, and out of the box, one of the things, out of the box, the game wasn't even designed to do multi-threading. They had multi-threading turned off, but they had SLI Crossfire support on. It was like, it was bad quality control as to the version that went out the door on the PC. Someone didn't look at the config file, someone didn't test that, someone put a bad config file in there, because a lot of the settings that were in there by default were just stupid. They just didn't make sense. How can you assume that somebody has one core and multiple video cards? So, yeah. So, yeah, Black Ops is I want to hear what you guys got to say now. I've been talking enough. The last patch did fix a lot of things, but the final kill cam is still laggy. That doesn't bother me that much. You know, the final kill cam is one thing, but you know, it doesn't bother me that much. The final kill cam is kind of a cosmetic thing. It's not, you know, I'd rather have that than have lag during the game. So it's still a problem though. They got to fix it. It's like slow motion. You watch on the consoles and it's like perfect slow motion, but on PC it's like, and then the ragdolls just go nuts. And one of the things that I didn't like about Black Ops is that there was no open or closed beta to the public. So I know why they do that. It has nothing. It's zero to do. It's zero technical. Zero technical reasons why they don't do a beta. It's like 99.783384% that I just made up. Financial. Because if you don't get a sneak peek, if you don't get a demo, and you're anticipating a game, you will drop money day one. And then you get it, you're like, and guess what? They got your money. So, yeah. And games like, you know, Medal of Honor, which got reamed in the reviews for having bugs, they had an open beta, and a lot of their issues got addressed. There were still problems when they released. Mainly, it was a lot of problems, but a lot of the stuff that we're seeing with Black Ops, they didn't have that problem. Because the PC beta fixed it. A lot of people were like, oh, I'm lagging, this is that, and they fixed it. So. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the last thing, and then we'll have an open discussion. We got one more thing to talk about. Let's talk about OnLive. The OnLive micro console, and I'm very interested to hear what you guys got to say about this. The OnLive micro console is debuting at $99. And this is going to bring OnLive to your television. And those of you who don't know, OnLive is a revolutionary way of playing games. You don't install the games. You essentially are streaming the game over your internet connection. Now, I played some OnLive games, and I gotta say, I was impressed. I expected a lot more latency than I got, but I still got latency. And it was just enough. If you play a shooter, it's just enough to ruin it. But if you play a game, I don't know, maybe like Batman Arkham Asylum, it's a decent experience. You don't have to rely on split-second, you know, twitchy moves. you know, you can deal with that little latency that's in there. So a lot of games actually work on online. And I've heard, I haven't played it since the initial release, that they're actually getting better on latency. So I was kind of happy to see this micro console deal. It's like you don't need a PC. You just install this micro console, hook it up to your TV, no installation, and boom, you got video games. Now, OnLive recently they recently moved away from the subscription system. So you no longer have to pay a yearly subscription, which I didn't. I got the first year free. But they're moving towards more of a rental type deal, where I think you only pay for the games that you're playing. I don't know the details behind it, all the little knick-knack details, but essentially, if you want to play a game, you just pay for that game. And you know, a lot of people who are, I know a lot of Canadian ISPs do this. I know I'm quite sure Australian ISPs do this. They put a cap on your downloads per month. So it's, you know, if it utilizes too much bandwidth, you know, you're only going to get so much out of it because of your ISP, which is not a good thing. I like the idea, and this thing came up in the 90s as well. I like the idea of having the concept of an install-free, quote-unquote, PC gaming experience. Where you don't have to worry about video drivers, you don't have to worry about, you know, input drivers and all that stuff. Consoles were originally designed for that, but they sacrificed a lot. And even OnLive is sacrificing a lot of stuff. For example, if you buy Just Cause 2 on OnLive, you can't get all the PC mods that you can get if you buy it on PC. So I like the idea behind it. Okay, Jared Blaze just posted something pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Apparently, OnLive is going to have a flat rate plan where you can basically play from a library of titles. Now, I hope the library of titles is not crappy. I actually hope it's something worth, you know, I hope the title selection is actually pretty good. So yeah. Why don't you buy the games individually like Steam? That's a great question. And the answer is hardware. The answer is hardware. A lot of people want to play games. They want to play games on the PC without having to worry about system requirements. I'm not one of those people. I don't have, I know I can deal with system requirements. But some people have e-machines. Still. A lot of people that get on JTV, they're like, oh, I can't even play Minecraft on my laptop, or I can't even play this on my computer. You know, a lot of people don't have the beefy PCs that a lot of us Steam guys have. So they don't have to worry about that. With OnLive, you know, you have lesser system requirements that you have to worry about, and they're consistent across all the games. So if you can play one game on OnLive, there's a high chance you can play just about every game on OnLive. And this idea of this micro console removes the PC altogether. You just hook this right up to your PC or your monitor or your TV. It's a micro console, if you will. So it's taking the console, PC gaming and console, and kind of meshing it into something that's kind of similar to both, but not exactly the same as both. So yeah, anybody who's members, who's all members of OnLive here? Who has subscriptions to OnLive? Okay, what were your thoughts on the quality of the gaming experience? Would you think it's acceptable for the money they're asking? Did you guys see the theater thing that they have? Those of you who watch gaming on Just Not TV, I don't know if you guys know this. They have a theater feature where you can watch other people play games and actually give them kudos and, you know, you suck things. They got thumbs up and thumbs down. So it's just like gaming, not Just Not TV. They got varying channels and it looks really cool. Really cool interface. It's like a whole bunch of flying TVs and you pick one, it comes up and you can watch somebody else play a game. But from what you guys are saying, you kind of like it. You wouldn't pay for it. Okay. Yeah, B. George has a problem with subscription fee. Jason brings up a good point about PC game renting. A lot of newer PC gamers want to be able to rent or buy used games, and that's a console thing. Never has PC had any kind of real renting system. And it's a nice way. I mean, the PC renting system is called demos. We call them demos. You download the demo, try the game out. If you like it, you bought it. I don't know. And a lot of the console gamers are using rentals as a means of demoing. I'm gonna rent it, try it out. If it's okay, I'll buy it. So, GameFly does not have PC games. They might have them for sale. I don't think they don't know. I mean, that would just break every DRM out there. And speaking of demos, the whole concept of demos is fading away, guys. It is. Demos are being replaced with either betas or just nothing at all. The whole demos are slowly fading away. Slowly fading away. There's still a lot of demos on Steam. I mean, but it's slowly fading away. Companies don't want to invest in it. That's why they were talking about even charging for demos. That's why the pre-order system is essentially paying for the demo. In a roundabout way, you're paying for the demo, and people fight back and they cancel their pre-orders. So, oh boy. Congratulations. You just won a timeout on a live stream. That's going to be on YouTube. Okay, so I think we're done with my stuff. Let's hear what you guys. Do you guys have any stories you want to talk about? Somebody asked me, have I played Assassin's Creed? I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy. It's not my type of game. It's okay to watch, but I just never got into it. So PSP2, what about it? You got a link for me? Somebody permit Spartan. We can talk about the PSP2. Let's talk about the PSP2. You got a link? You got a link, Spartan? Or we'll talk about that. No link? Well, if you got a link, we can talk about it. If you don't have a link, we can talk about the PSP phone that everybody's talking about. And this, I haven't been following it that much. I don't know. I haven't been following it that much, and I think because I don't really care. I knew it was coming. I mean, I knew Sony and Nintendo had to combat Apple. Apple's taking a huge chunk out of mobile gaming. But I don't know. I don't really care about a PSP phone, if you will. Well, we're talking about the PSP phone rumor, if you will. That's why I haven't been following it. You know, we really don't have a substantial thing about the PSP phone. I mean, it's been going back and forth all over the place. So, all right, let's go to Kotaku here. Let's change windows. PSP 2 hits next fall with dual analog sticks, touchpad, and bigger screen. Now, is this confirmed? What's the date on this? October 25th? That's pretty old. Sony did not comment on speculation or rumor. Yeah, I figured it was a mock-up. Let's just talk about the text then. They've confirmed it does have a touch panel on the back of the hardware. Interesting. The touch panel is described as looking like a big mouse trackpad. So I guess when you hold it in your hand, you use your fingers on the back to move the cursor. That's different. They confirmed that has dual analog sticks. A lot of you guys want dual analog sticks. Okay, this looks more legit. Front-facing camera, microphone, twin thumbsticks. I mean, why it's like UFOs? Why they gotta have these fuzzy pictures? Early Sony PSP development kit. It does look more legit than the other one. A rear trackpad. It's got a camera. So let's talk about this from the perspective of their competition. Here you have the Nintendo 3DS, which is going to be priced at, we're assuming it's going to be priced at $250 US. You know, what if they come out with this? Let's go the what if route. You think this could take a bite out of the 3DS hype? Because personally, guys, I'm just not in the portable gaming market anymore. I'm just not in the portable gaming market at all. Why? It's true. This is my portable gaming right here. Phone. Portable gaming is on my phone now. I had a PSP. I had a that I used to use on flights. Now I use my phone. I had a Game Boy Advance that I used to use on flights. Now I use my phone. So it's like my mobile gaming has been dissected or been just been neutered, for lack of a better word. It's been neutered by Apple. And I told them many moons ago when they came out with that peripheral all these dev kits that were coming out. I said Nintendo and Sony better watch out for Apple, man. And finally, Sony took the lead. Sony put out a bunch of commercials, with that kid in the PSP talking about we got good kids playing bad games. They hit it. I mean, they had to address it. And I think Nintendo's finally coming around and saying, well, we better take Apple seriously. And now Android's coming into the foray. There's 6 gajillion Android devices out there. They got and you got Notch, Minecraft dude. Oh, we got a story. We got a Minecraft story I want to talk about too. Hold on. Let's get that in the queue. We got Notch talking about making an Android version of the game. He says if he's gonna make a mobile version, it's probably gonna be for Android because it's Java friendly. Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. So, I don't know. Just looking at this, looking at the feature set, I think it'll sell. I think it'll do fairly well. But I think Nintendo has a huge momentum coming out of E3. I think every major gaming media outlet is ordering a set of Nintendo pom-poms. I think they're really, really adamant about the 3DS. And just based on what they saw at E3. And unfortunately, we can't see what they saw on E3 because of these 3D screens. Now, granted, there was another story that came out about, I think it was Samsung. Let's see if I can find that. That came out from Samsung about they're going to have the same type of 3D screen technology that the 3DS is going to have on phones. And that's not it. I think it's Samsung or either phone. I think it's a 3D phone screen or something. I might not have shared it. Search all items. Let's see. Samsung 3D. I can't. Oh, I misspelled phone. Yeah, it's 3D without the glasses, essentially. I saw this story somewhere and I can't remember where. But anyway, they were talking about making a series of phones that are going to have that same technology. So, that'll kill Nintendo's hype. Just think about this. Think about an Android, a really nice Android device that can do the same screen features as the 3DS, but the games will be either free or like $5. How in the world can Nintendo compete with that? I tell you how they can compete with it. They got a ton of A-list titles, but at the end of the day, the people who are playing these mobile games don't care about Metal Gear Solid. You know, they don't care about all those big titles. They don't care about that. They care about Angry Birds. They care about Angry Birds flying into their eye sockets. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I hope Nintendo takes it serious. So that's just something to think about. So before I talk about your guys' next story, let's move on to something Notch has been debating here. I think I shared it out. Minecraft hardcore mode. Did you guys read about this? Minecraft hardcore mode. Notch has confirmed that he's definitely going to do this. And check this out. If you die, it deletes your world. Oh, that would be so hardcore. That would be the very definition of hardcore. That would be so hardcore in a hardcore way. That's like Obsidian Core. That's Adminium Core. You know what? That will have you playing in super serious mode. Mode. Just think, just contemplate for 17 seconds. Starting now. You will be so aware of your surroundings in hardcore mode that you will build the ultimate perfect things. And when you die, there will be holes in the wall. From your fist. If you get creeper exploded, you will explode like a creeper. 17 seconds are up. Man. I'm telling you, that the whole idea of creepers will make people... I mean, just think about it. You have spent... Here, give me another 84 seconds. You have just spent a week building the ultimate fort. Oh, it's so beautiful. You found 3 caches of diamonds. You have a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. And you even got a diamond helmet. Oh, it's just so wonderful. You've built a portal to the nether region. You've killed many ghasts. You've harvested so much lightstone. Your whole house is lit up in lightstone. And then it's night. Let me go see what's outside. You open your door. That's essentially what that was. That's what he's talking about here, man. Hardcore mode, and this came by way of you guys. If you didn't follow this, there was a experiment at PC Gamer where a player said if he died, he would delete his world. So, yeah, I thought that was a cool thing. I thought, I mean, I'm actually looking forward to that. As mean and as evil as it sounds, it's very enticing. If you play a lot of Minecraft, I mean, come on, you got to be at least intrigued by the idea. At least intrigued. At least intrigued by it. So, and he also said he's thinking about adding it to multiplayer. But he said he didn't know how he was going to deal with it. He was entertaining the idea that he would either ban you from the server until the world regenerated or something, like a temporary ban, kind of like Counter-Strike. You're in spectator mode. Oh man, I died. I'm banned from the server now. I'm in freaking purgatory. Watching you Minecrafters build your Minecraft things and building your castles and your structures and your forts, and I'm up here dead. Or he would just delete the world. Can you imagine the amount of rage if one person on the server dies and the whole world goes kaput? The amount of rage will generate a portal to another world. Yes, we'd call it the Rage Realm, where there'd be mad gas and creepers upside down walking on their hands that they don't have, and piggies that sound like ducks, and a bunch of troll faces running around screaming constantly. Ah! 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 It would be the ultimate Rage Realm. You know what? I need to email Notch about that. You need to make a Rage Realm. Just with that. Just put some troll face textures out there. Just have them run around. That'd be cool. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. So what else you guys want to discuss? We got. I'm gonna eat in a bit. So unless you guys don't have much to talk about, we can end it soon. I kind of don't want to put a time limit on this. I just want to discuss stuff. So would I pay a sub to play Call of Duty like Activision are proposing? It depends. It depends on a lot. Oh, it depends on a lot. First off, they don't touch the core features. If they put a price on anything they have now, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't pay it. It would have to be something totally extra, like PlanetSide level. Like PlanetSide was very cool until they ruined it, but it has to be like PlanetSide level. I don't want to pay for perks. I don't want to pay for unlocks. No, I don't want all that to be the same way it is now. It would have to be spectacular. And I do mean spectacular. It would have to be very spectacular. So, if you had any advice for a brand new Starcraft player, what would you say? I would say dedicate. This is what I would tell if someone bought Starcraft, and I would say dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours per week just learning the simple mechanics, because that takes a lot of the frustration out of StarCraft. 1 to 2 nights per week just learning the simple mechanics. And people say watch day 9 stream. That I think that'll come later. Learn the simple mechanics. Go into the versus AI. Learn how to build everything. Okay? Learn how to use, or just basically learn the tech trees. What requires what. Learn the units. Learn the very basics. Do the challenges in the single player. They teach you a lot what you need to know. Go do the challenges. Teach you about micro. They teach you about macro. They teach you about hotkeys. They teach you about all that stuff. Do the challenges. They teach you that stuff. Do all that before you even jump on the ladders. If you jump right into the ladders, you're gonna lose. Man, you're gonna lose bad because they're gonna cheese you to death. So once you get the basics down, start watching Day 9 or Hutch or whatever whatever the guy's name is. All these other streams. Watch these guys commentate live or commentate these games and give what actually is going on. Because I tell you guys, as of last night, all the strategies have changed. Husky, that's his name. As of last night, I'm gonna tell you, people don't know this because they didn't watch GSL last night. All the strategies have changed. The Korean players have come up with totally new strategies, and they're brilliant. And the people were commentating. They were like, "I've never seen this before. This is brilliant." And it's just they've completely changed it. So it's StarCraft is a constantly evolving game, and there is no patch or anything to change it. It's just brand new strategies. It's a strategy game. So if you're a new StarCraft player, just learn the basics first before diving in. And come by our community nights. We embrace newbies. We don't. We punish people who badmouth the newbies. We try to give advice where advice is needed. We try to say, well, you need to try this. You need to do this instead. Blah 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 blah. You should do this. And then you can take that advice and say, okay, maybe I need to go back and practice. Now, some people mentioned some custom maps that you could do there, some multitask trainers. They're kind of hard. I wouldn't recommend a new guy get the multitask trainer, and that stuff's kind of hard. Once you get really comfortable with the game, I'd move on to that kind of stuff, but they're kind of hard. But yeah, StarCraft is constantly evolving, constantly changing. So if you go on the ladders now, man, you're gonna get because there's a new Terran strategy now. It looks unstoppable. It does. It looks unstoppable. What would you say Minecraft people that rage over maps and always restart. I say stop restarting. I don't know. That's their prerogative. Some people just don't have the patience for it. It's just like hitting a reset button on the NES. You know, just some people don't have the patience for it. Am I excited about The Last Guardian? I am. Looks like a great game. I wish they would release it already. And yes, I do have a PS3. New Fight Night game comments. I haven't seen much. I saw screenshots. That's about it. I don't own a Kinect and I don't own a Move, so I can't say which is better. I can say from my taste, having seen both in the store on the display units, I had low expectations for the Move, and I was kind of impressed when I saw it. I was like, wow, that's some great capture. Because I was watching the guy play ping pong, and that thing was so freaking accurate. I was like, wow. But to me, it's like I push all that stuff into that Wii pile. It's like, not for me, man. I already talked about I prefer Black Ops over Modern Warfare 2, and I said why, so rewind. I think Monopoly needs more units. I think we should be able to play Monopoly with a miniature gopher. You know the gopher from Caddyshack? Maybe put him in Monopoly. I don't think Minecraft will have a patch to build defense towers. I think someone will make a tower defense mod once Notch releases a full-blown API. A tower defense mod would be very easy in Minecraft if there was appropriate mod. You just have, waves of spawns coming. You give yourself some auto turrets with, like, maybe set up some auto arrow turrets and some other things, some mines, and give you time to set that up, and then the mobs come, and that kind of stuff. What do I think about Notch wanting to add flying transportation? I think he needs to fix some other glaring issues before he tackles that. I don't think the game is ready for beta. I don't think Notch should put the game in beta. I think he should add a lot more features, but it's at the point to where the features he's added has crippled the game. So he's got to stabilize a little bit first and then start adding some stuff. Because he made the mistake of I think he added multiplayer too early. I really do. I think he should have focused more on single player before he dived into multiplayer. He shouldn't have did that yet. That's just my opinion. I think he shouldn't have done multiplayer yet. Well, I've been streaming for so many years, and it's been mostly my face. Like 80% of my videos are of me. So if you guys didn't know I was black, then you just haven't been following me long enough. Oh my god, you black. I love Doors. Doors and Minecraft are my best friend. If you could watch any two video games, these are not topics. You guys are interviewing me. We're supposed to be talking about gaming topics. If you could watch any two video game characters fight, who would they be? I don't know. Hello Kitty and Barbie. World of Tanks, go. I want to play it. Next. Deus Ex, HR. I want to play it. Next. Deus Ex. I keep pronouncing Deus Ex. What the deuce? So I see that and I go, what the deuce? Are you interested in Dead Space 2? No. I need to. I mean, Dead Space, to me, Dead Space and Fallout kind of in the same category with me. It looks intriguing, but I just haven't found the urge to try it. So, I finally tried Fallout and I like it, so. What game am I most looking forward to? Not a lot. I guess I could say Diablo. Diablo is my most anticipated one. Have I played Super Meat Boy? But nope, it's on my Steam wish list. I do want it. My verdict with Black Ops is that I like it a lot. Even with the bugs. The possibility of Uncharted 3. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Uncharted is a hot... It's Sony's... I think it's their #1 hot IP right now. Especially with the infamous guys, Insomniac. Wasn't it Insomniac that went cross-platform? I think Sony's, looking to Naughty Dog as their big thing now. I'm not into World of Warcraft, but I do know World of Warcraft players are definitely looking forward to Cataclysm and their BlizzCon stuff. Our consoles, that's a lethal paper cut. That's a lethal paper cut. I'll talk about it briefly. Are consoles hindering the advancement of PC gaming? And that's not necessarily an industry question. It's more of a company mindset. I think a lot of the gaming companies that are in the forefront, they are putting the console as the priority. And when I say forefront, I mean in the media. And there have been many articles that have come out, lots of data that says PC gaming is actually making a lot more money than people are stating. So because the figures don't account for digital downloads. There's a shift on the PC platform that is being missed. And is being ignored by a lot of people. They're looking at PC gaming. This is what people do. They walk into Best Buy. They walk into a brick and mortar. And they don't see PC games, and they think PC gaming is dead. That's the mindset. They watch television commercials about video games, and it's always about the 360. It's always about the PS3. They might see a Civ 5 commercial. They might see a Blizzard commercial. That's it. So they think the only thing the PC has is Civ 5 and World of Warcraft. That's not true. So there's a perception issue. There's factually, the numbers say one thing, perception says another. So when you talk about hindrance, you're really talking about priorities. What companies are willing to invest the most amount of money into pushing in our face? Where are they going to spend millions of dollars on a launch party? How much resources are they going to put into that port of that platform? Are they going to make the PC the lead platform? Lead platform is hardly ever determined by technology. It's mostly by money. We're going with this lead platform because we're going to sell the most on that platform. Bottom line. So in that regard, PC gaming is suffering because a lot of companies, big name companies, if you will, are pushing the PC platform as the third platform. Okay? That's hurting those games. That's hurting those companies, those big name companies. That's hurting them. But if you're an indie developer, this is a great time for you. Indie developers on PC, this is a great time for you because while they're dropping the ball, people like Farmville came up and they're making more money than everybody. With a simple PC game that captured the hearts and minds of 90,000% of Facebook users, and they're making buku bank. Buku banco benino. So it's a perception problem. And I see it all the time. People come by the stream, you know, I can even count it. It's like I'm playing Black Ops. They come in and go, "Oh, is this PS3 or 360?" Don't even consider they don't even consider the possibility of it being PC. Same thing happened with Fallout. They're like, "How'd you get a Pip-Boy? How'd you do that? I got it on 360. I can't do that." They don't even have the possibility of this game actually being. So it's a perception problem. It's what people are being fed, and it's not in line with the facts. So that's my opinion on that. Free to play, I have an opinion on. Free to play stuff is it's a fine freaking line, because I consider free to play to be in that same category as the DLC. And on the other hand, you're getting the game for free, but at the same time, the compromises are not balanced. Let me explain myself. The compromises that they make in terms of what you get for free and what you have to pay for is totally unbalanced. For example, there's a lot of these free-to-play games that will give you they will even admit it. They will give you the tactical advantage of the multiplayer game if you spend the most amount of money. And that is not they shouldn't do that. They should not do that. And that's what pains me about Team Fortress 2. Oh man, that's what breaks my heart, because it's like, oh, they're seeping into that threshold of money tied to stats and money tied to advantages. Okay. They have the ability to earn the items in TF2. They have the ability to, earn a lot of these things, and you can craft these things. But, it's just one of these curves where, you buy it and you're up here, and then the people down here, they have to, they have to mine the stuff. They have to idle to get the materials, which is stupid in itself. And there's this area right here where these guys with the most amount of money are going to have the most amount of stats. The best things. And it's a fine line, man. It's like, I like the idea of hats. I got caught up in it. I was like, okay, random drops. You can craft them. You can trade stuff. That's going to be cool. Okay, it's not game breaking, but it's cool. And then all of a sudden, these are for sale, and it's like, oh, crap. Oh, I was like, oh no. And that's the whole idea behind free to play. Is a lot of the companies that are doing it are messing up in that regard. The game balance is really hindered by the way they're doing things. That's what I fear the most when it comes to this Call of Duty idea, the Call of Duty subscription plan. I fear they're gonna go that route. It's like the more amount of money you have, the better you are going to be in the game, and it doesn't level the playing field. So that's all I'm saying about that. Amnesia Dark Descent, I have the demo, but I have not played it. Horror games in general, I'm just not into it like you guys. This generation is mad about zombies. You guys are crazy about the freaking zombies. We had a phase growing up. We had Evil Dead. It was cool, and then we didn't watch it anymore. Alright, yeah, yay. You guys are nuts about freaking zombies. It's like, oh my gosh. You're going to come out with this brand new Starcraft strategy game? Where are the zombies? Looks like you have an Othello clone here. A very nice Othello game with 3D elements. Where are the zombies? I really like what you've done with this Tetris remake. Yeah, it's a block, so you can rotate the blocks. They're 3D now. Where are the zombies? Huh. Man, this whole idea behind this 6-person shooter, where you're 6 people behind the person you're playing with, this turn-based first-person shooter is awesome. A turn-based first-person shooter, but it's real time, but it's turn-based. Where are the zombies? That's what's going on in my head when it comes to zombies, guys. Yeah, Minecraft. Perfect example, Minecraft. You had a game where you build out of Lego. Essentially Lego blocks. You build. Where are the freaking zombies? Red Dead Redemption. You got a Western multiplayer shooter. Where are the freaking zombies? Oh, man. Oh, man. So, when it comes to horror games, I'm just not into it like you guys. I'm not into it. I don't know. That's why when I see Amnesia, I'm like, okay, another horror-based game. Fine. I know it's a survival game. You know, it's a different take on it. It looks innovative. But I'm just like, man. Oh, yeah. There's going to be a Gran Turismo 5 Zombies mod. We've got zombie cars. Where are the zombies? You guys know I'm right. You know I'm right. There's zombies everywhere. If Microsoft released a mouse and keyboard for the Xbox 360, will people buy it? Would it hurt PC sales? Let me just stop you right there. Microsoft's not going to do a mouse and keyboard for 360. I'm just not going to entertain that idea. They're not going to do it. Even if they did, they wouldn't. It'd be so crippled. People are like, oh, I'm going back to the controller. I'm going back to the controller. Blah, blah. Doctor out the gun puts blah. So, I don't think they're going to do it. People got to have their controllers. Game of the year thoughts. I don't know, man. There's too many to talk about. It's too many to talk about. I mean, I know people think I'm going to pick Minecraft, but it's probably not going to be it. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of... Yeah. I love Battlefield. I can't wait for Battlefield 3. I'm going to get back into Battlefield 2 as soon as these other games let go of me. Fallout should not get Game of the Year. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. The game is broken, guys. It's still good in this broken state, but it's broken. It is broken. I had like 5 crashes last night. I just don't think a broken game should be Game of the Year. It's just me. Quality assurance guy. I don't believe in it. Yeah, no, you've had 0 crashes in your entire playthrough. You've got 6,000 hours. It's broken. You've never crashed. Yeah, it's still broken. Red Dead Redemption got boring very fast. It just did. I couldn't even finish a single player Red Dead Redemption. I just couldn't finish it. It got boring, man. And like I said, I'm not into GTA. It's probably why I'm not into Red Dead Redemption. It just got very boring. Why would you ruin the game for everybody who hasn't played Red Dead Redemption? I didn't even know that. He just ruined the game for me. Anyway, I wasn't going to finish it anyway. What do you think BioWare's December 11th reveal will be? I don't know. I like White Knight Chronicles too. I did. I didn't give it enough time though. I needed money, so I sold it. Elder Scrolls Online. Man, guys, I really think it's time for the MMO to die. I think it's time to just put the MMO in a spaceship and launch it. It's time for it to die. It is. It is. Because think about it. There's the MMORPG formula. It's been so beaten to the ground that there's literally nothing else to add to bring it to help it. And all the innovation that's happening at the indie level, at the mini game, at the very simple, all gaming innovation now to me is happening at the simple level. MMOs are way too complicated. Every new MMO gets twice as complicated. And it's like Old Republic. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be cool for the first 6 months, and then nobody's gonna care about it. And MMOs are supposed to. The whole idea about MMOs is that you're gonna play it for more than a year. That you're gonna play it for a good amount of time, and it's just like it becomes. It's just kill it. Just be done with it. Let's move on to something else. Not to say that, the MMOs that are out now, people enjoy them, but it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think the future of gaming should be in MMOs. I know a lot of people do, but it's like the same thing. It's like, grind, level, new gear, yay! Grind, level, new gear, yay! Grind, level, new gear, yay! And that's where shooters are going. That's why I'm just like, shooters are supposed to be mindless gameplay. You're just like, I got a gun, I'm gonna shoot everybody! Okay, I played for 10 minutes, I'm good. I'm telling you, we need more games. We need more games that have better stories. That's why Uncharted 2 was so successful. It wasn't about the mechanics. It wasn't. It was less about the mechanics because it had a lot of Gears of War elements. We've seen that stuff before. We need more stories. We need better stories. People are focused so much on graphics. People are focused so much on how the game looks, and they're not focusing on the writing. Great writing makes great games. Look at Fallout. The game is broken, and people love it. It's got excellent writing. Excellent story. You got Medal of Honor, which had poor writing, which had bugs, and it got reamed at launch. And then Fallout, which had bugs in launch, and then everybody loved it because of the story. We need more of that. Respawn Entertainment. I know who you're talking about. That's Vince and what's his name. I don't care what they're gonna do. I'm done with those guys. Nope, not excited about Poker Night. Poker Night. Let me tell you the truth. Only reason people are interested in Poker Night is because the TF2 heavies on the freaking ad. You know it's true! What are my opinions about the Machinima doing a 15 Prestige? I saw, and it was hilarious. I when I heard they were going to do it, I said they're going to get burned out. And lo and behold, I watched an update on YouTube, and the guys that were doing it, they're like, they went home for the weekend and they played Black Ops. They're like, I got to do all this over again. And like all of them were like, I'm just not going to Prestige. They're like, They're like, when I get on my home account, I'm just gonna go 50 and stop. I'm just not gonna Prestige, because basically they got a team of guys who are doing 24/7. I think they're Prestige 7 or 8 now. They've been streaming 24/7, and they're pushing they're grinding their way to Prestige 15. I think I get burned out. You can't do that straight, even if you're taking shifts. Then sure enough, they got burned out. Red ring of death. They're gonna get burned out. You gotta take a break from Black Ops, or you're gonna get Black Op eye. It's like akin to pink eye, but there's no ointment to fix it. Your eye becomes black, and then all of a sudden you start spewing nonsense about Bobby Kotick being a deity. I don't have time to do Prestige 15. You do. It's easy to level, man. It's really easy to level in Black Ops. Yeah, pretty much. Just play Dom. Just play Dom in Nuketown. You'll get to level 20 in 3 matches. Defense of the Ancients 2 or Steam Edition. I don't know. That whole story is tainted by Valve trademarking the name. Didn't they trademark Dota or something? Which is kind of ironic since it started as a Warcraft 3 mod, and it's just that whole game is going to be tainted by that. I don't even want it. I actually don't even want it to succeed because they did that. Why would you? It's very lame. It's very lame. I don't know if it's a lawyer thing. I don't know if they had to do it. It's just lame, man. So. And yeah, it caught Blizzard off guard. Blizzard was like, I don't know what they're thinking with that. It's just no, dude, I'm not playing Lost Planet 2. I sold it. I sold that for Starcraft 2. You guys got any stories? You're asking my opinion on something. Do you have any stories that everybody can discuss? I feel like I'm doing all the talking. Diablo 3, let's hear opinions. Well, CPU Kid, you're in the middle of a podcast right now. I don't think you know it. You missed the beginning of it. Diablo 3. Who all went to BlizzCon? By show of virtual hands. Who went to BlizzCon? Whether virtual or physical. I was virtually there. I even got my exclusive avatar card thing. I just got that in the mail for going. If you went to BlizzCon or you heard about BlizzCon or you were there virtually, you know that Diablo, the new Diablo, is going to have an insane amount of content and customization. It's almost overwhelming the amount of things that they're allowing you to do. I think about Borderlands when they brought out their metric that there's like a gajillion types of guns that are available. You know, the amount of combinations with these runes and all these different abilities and just the meshing of everything is just it's kind of overwhelming. And I'm kind of a little bit concerned about it because I'm hoping that, I mean, they talked about some of the balancing issues that they're taking into account, some things they're going to limit in multiplayer. But it's like, man, it's just so much stuff. They're very, very, very aggressive on Diablo. Very aggressive. So I don't see anybody else talking about Diablo. There we go. They've been working on Diablo for too long for it better be worth the wait. Yeah, I think Blizzard, they put that pressure on themselves. They put that pressure on themselves, man. They have these insanely long development cycles, and they got a reputation of putting out great quality games that the longer you wait, the more people expect. I think, well, Shiruko, you say StarCraft 2 was not much better than StarCraft 1. I think that's a good thing. I think StarCraft is one of those rare cases where you just don't break it if it ain't, I mean, you don't fix it if it ain't broke. Really, all StarCraft needed was a graphical facelift and some unit tweaks. That's all it needed. People are going to play StarCraft. They're just going to play it. And it's like it's this real-time strategy game. The only thing they really needed to do was introduce some new units, and you know, that's it. Just like I was talking about earlier, there are just because GSL started GSL Season 3, it's the Global StarCraft League, biggest esports tournament in the world. GSL started last night, and there are completely new strategies as of yesterday, as of this morning actually. Completely new. So you got a game that's 10 years old, same basic mechanics, you know, a lot of the same units, completely new strategy. Man, that speaks volume to it. It's like the game will live on no matter what. That's why a lot of Koreans, they haven't even upgraded to StarCraft 2. They don't need to. A majority of Korea has not upgraded to StarCraft 2. It's a very large amount, and that mostly has to do with the land limitation, I think. But they don't really need to. They're still having fun with the first one. I've already talked about Fallout. I like it. I had a big speech about Fallout. We talked about that in the beginning. Sorry, you guys who've just got here. We've been doing this we're going on hour 3, I think. I started around 6 or 7. We're going on hour 3. It's basically game talk. I started out with some set topics that we discussed, and now we're just doing free for all. Oh, the pink broom? That thing died. Do I have an idea for a game concept? I'm not a game designer. Most of my ideas, I don't have any forethought when it comes to game design. I'm more of a reactionary type guy. Yeah, I do have an account on GOM TV. I didn't buy a season ticket though. And I didn't buy a season ticket because GOM TV decided to ban my JTV channel. And I didn't like that too much. So I'm not giving them any more money. And I was trying to help them. They banned me. So, I don't know. My opinion on how game engine development is happening. Raw Sword, I would counter that with what game engine development? There is no game engine development. There's game engine hacking. It's like they're getting so lazy, and then you can blame consoles for this one. This one you can blame on consoles. That one you can blame on consoles. Somebody asked me, was consoles hindering PC game development? I said it's a matter of perception. But my answer to this is that, yeah, game engine development, you can blame that one on consoles. Because developers, their hands are tied. Their hands are tied. They have to take existing engines and then modify them just a bit, just so they don't overshoot themselves. You know, and it's like the ceiling is hard, man. You get like 1 or 2 years of growth, and then boom, ceiling. And you gotta wait for a new console to come out. 1 to 2, not even in 1 to 2 years. Boom, ceiling. So that's hindering game engine. In the heyday of PC gaming, let me say this: the heyday of PC gaming, if you look at the progression, you could just look at ID games. If you look at the progression of the Quake engines, and then you look at the fork, you know, I think it was Quake 2 engine that Half-Life took. You look at the fork, and then Valve made the Source engine, and then you look at the Unreal engine. You look at those three guys. You look at the progression that they made during the PC gaming era, the big PC gaming era, when shooters were big on PC, I should say. And then you look at it now. You get one of these curves. It freaking flatline. And you can blame consoles. you can blame consoles for that one. No. See, here's the thing. Video cards today are an infinite, I'm going to say infinite, they're a magnitude higher complexity than the actual brain of your computer, than the actual central processing unit. Your GPUs have so many transistors. What does that mean? They got a lot of crap going on in these GPUs. So much untapped power. So much untapped. And the thing is that they can't invest in any more power because nobody can take advantage of what's there now. So you get these lazy coders that purposely just overuse stuff just so they can say, oh, we maxed out your video card with our 6 textures. 6 textures at 10,000 by 10,000. We maxed out your video. It's just stupid stuff. So yeah, man. I mean, you can blame. I'm taking that. You can blame that one on consoles. The game engine development is flatline big time. You got people like Notch who create Minecraft, which has like a freaking arcade game engine that's making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, and to me, you know, it's. Let me just backtrack, guys. I don't have a big problem with game engines being the way they are. I'm just saying they stagnated because of consoles. Because I don't think innovation happens at the engine level. Engines enable innovation, but they are not the source of innovation. You know, you can look at the Source engine. It enabled a lot of people to go out and build some great source-based games. But it's not the reason for it. You know, these people come up with these game designs. They don't say, okay, I got this engine. I have this X, Y, and Z. I'm going to design my game around this engine. It's not innovation. That's like limitations. The engine should be evolving with your game idea. I mean, that's how these Doom and Quake engines came about. They had a game idea and they built an engine around it. So, unfortunately, you got these, like, half these games are using the Havoc stuff, and, you know, they're using the Unreal Engine. They're just like, okay, we're fine with that. You want to improve on that? Sure. All right. We'll call it Unreal Engine 6.8B. Give you better looking trees. And see, CryEngine, it got a good reputation because, to me, I think CryEngine was pushing the envelope. I really think they were pushing the envelope. They were taking what was happening with ID is that, okay, they released. This is what ID did, and they were successful for it. They didn't release games; they released engine demos. So, like, Quake was a demo for the engine. It's like, hey, you know, we got this great engine. Here's a demo of it. Pay $60 to play it. That's what Crysis was. It was an engine demo. Now, see, I think Quake 3 was a great engine. I don't think it was a great game. I think from that engine came some of the most innovative mods that you'll probably ever hear about. It was some great mods. Really great mods. But I don't know. I look at Quake 3 and I'm like, okay, that was the base. But then I had Quake 3 and I played a lot of it, but it was like I was playing the mods all the time. And, you know, I still give credit to ID. They gave us a great engine to build this stuff on. So, you know, and you can only do so much with shooters. I mean, just look. They built a semi-MMO on the Source engine with Vindictus. Even though it's Nexus, the evil of all free-to-play companies in the world, Vindictus is built on the Source engine. To me, that's like the extreme. I'm like, wow. You got a free-to-play MMO on the Source engine. And you know what's funny is that Source engine kind of spawned from the Quake engine, but guess which engine is still around and kicking and just making a lot of money? It's the Source engine. Okay, guys. I think it's 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna think we're gonna end it here. I don't want to put a time limit on it, but I'm freaking starving.